What it do? What it do? It's your boy Alfred Randall. What's going on? Just want to take a moment to talk about some of the stuff I saw, Gamescom, and some of the stuff like because Gamescom just happened. I saw a few trailers that caught my attention. Some games that I'm gonna be keeping an eye on, or the foreseeable future. And then after that, get in on some indie guide and rage bound. But right now, let's talk about let's talk video games. First up,
Fight for everyone. I fight for everyone. But still, I also can't pretend I didn't see you crying in there.
With the greatest roster of heroes and villains to ever clash, are you ready for one last smash?
To protect everyone.
I actually need to go back and finish Ultimate Justice 2.
Let's go.
I got really heavy into the first one.
Fray,
Second one,
teams
not
of
as
three.
much, because I think some of us
Victory
came
is
around
achieved
at the
when
time.
you eliminate all three members
This
of
is
the
looking pretty
opposing
good.
team.
It originally was
Freely
just
switch
like, you
between
pick your main character, then you pick
Strategic
your
character
other two
switching can counter their
assists.
opponents and
This is
create
kind of
new
going the Marvel
opportunities
vs.
for you.
Capcom route of
Time your switch
now
commands
it's
correctly
got
during
three
attack
characters
combos
to
to
pick from.
seamlessly swap characters and continue the assault. Switching characters while guarding can be a highly effective tactic to turn
I guess
defense
it's
into
like
offense.
they don't do rounds, which I
normal
hope they let you do rounds,
Even
but
beginners can pull off impressive combos with simplified controls.
Destroy everything. That's all.
Master the 4 core actions: target combo, counterattack, guard.
and also
and
like, if you're a
unblockable
fan
attack
of
to dominate the battlefield.
like the arena fighters,
Combat
and you're a
is
fan
battle
of like
wits,
fighting games,
quirks, and
this one is a
timing.
little more
Outsmart your opponent
complicated
and
to the
target
combos.
openings
It's
to
kind
unleash
of,
devastating combos.
I'm not
If
saying
your
it's as
opponent gets
in
the
depth
upper
as
hand,
Tekken, but it's
use
closer to
evade action or
Tekken where you have
counter to
different
escape from
routes you can
danger.
go with your combo attacks and all that. It's not just spam normal attack, spam special move. It's more, there's a lot more thought in this.
Experience a diverse range of quirk skills only possible in My Hero Academia. Mix and match your team's 3 quirks to find synergies and add depth to your tactics and strategies. Unleash the devastating power of Plus Ultra moves. If you coordinate your abilities, you can unleash a collaborative Plus Ultra combo with all 3 characters. Forge a devastating technique where quirks collide, guaranteeing massive damage.
We'll blast through to your main body. Come on, guys.
Fill your gauge to activate a character enhancement, rising during battle. While active, your attack power, movement speed, and recovery speed are all enhanced for you to gain momentum. Plus, if you're down to your last character, you'll automatically start in rising state. It's the ultimate card for turning the
But I'm
tables
curious
when
about
you're
that. Is
cornered,
it going to
allowing
be
you to snatch victory from the brink
an
of
install
defeat.
for everyone?
All the power you've built up, all the justice you hold, everything is finally here. Experience the true potential of each character's quirk in its final form.
You're not going anywhere.
I'll fill you full of holes. Whatever it takes. I won't let anyone be hurt again. Smash!
My Hero Academia, all's justice. Wishlist now.
I fight for everyone! But still, I also can't pretend I didn't see you crying in there!
With the greatest roster of heroes and villains to ever clash, are you ready for one last smash?
To protect everyone! I can do it now!
Okay, let's go.
Let's go all out!
Enter the fray in teams of 3. victory is achieved when you eliminate all 3 members of the opposing team. Freely switch between characters. Strategic character switching can counter your opponents and create new opportunities for you. Time your switch commands correctly during attack combos to seamlessly swap characters and continue the assault. Switching characters while guarding can be a highly effective tactic to turn defense into offense. With normal controls, even beginners can pull off impressive combos with simplified controls.
Destroy everything.
Yeah, but as you see, like, that's double checking sound real quick. But as you see, like, with this, it's pretty straightforward with it. I'm hoping. I know that there's a strong chance they might do it, but that you have like all of the like the roster that they've been had because I'm all the rosters, maybe not all the duplicates, because there's characters that like Stain and whatnot that they're not pretty much without spoiling it. Some characters aren't as relevant in the final season as that you saw in the beginning. So I'm like, you won't see them in the story mode, but I'm hoping they're in there because I'm a Stain fan. And I did like Dobby's gameplay a little bit in the other ones, but I'm not sure if they're going to give you the old Dobby or just give you a costume of them. But I'm hoping that they have characters that don't make appearances in the final arcs in the game. But yeah, that's one Justice, and yeah, I think it's All's Justice. First 2 are One's Justice. I'm looking forward to this. Here's another game I was looking at Gamescom that caught my attention. Yeah. This looks like it's like a pretty much a generic Star Fox or Star Fox ripoff, but I am down for it. Like this. The Star Fox is a fun game, like the original Star Fox. Like they didn't have to go down for panels. I am not hating. I guess it's going to make their own Star Fox game. Today you see it's just on-rail shooters.
Coming up on the islands. Uh-oh, we've got company.
As long as you can get it to feel like Star Fox, you can't really go wrong with that. My only main question though with this is how long before it drops for consoles or if anything, because I I know for a lot of them it's easier to focus on getting it out on the PC, stream, and probably get it on the Steam Deck and all that stuff. But I'm like, a game like this is something that I am willing to, if it drops on PlayStation for a decent price, I'm picking it up. And it doesn't mean like it has to be like $20 or anything like that. But as long as it's a right price for me, I'll pick it up. All right, give it a good try. And doesn't have to be on Game Pass or anything like that. But as long as the price is right, you gotta sell out of me. It's one of those games. As long as it's the right length of gameplay, it's not like too long but not too short. You get your money's worth and you enjoy it. I mean, you see, it's like it has the old school. You have lives in it and all that stuff. Instead of just keep redoing, even though I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I guess it gives it replayability if you have to perfect the level to a certain extent to be able to actually finish the game. But yeah, so, like Gamescom had a few sleeper hits that kind of popped out of nowhere, and this was one of them. Right quick. Next up is this game, and I've talked about it during the showcase. This reminds me of of Sonic meets Tony Hawk meets Jet Grind Radio. So this is Densh Attack or something. Densh Attack. And the only thing that could really remind me of Tony Hawk could have just been a few of the gauges, the grinding gauge and all that stuff. But it also gives me a little hint of like what this reminds me of Kadamashi Damashi.
Hello, we're on the Coders, and in the studio based in Barcelona. Recently, we've been focused on developing 3D platformers, but our studio is heavily influenced by arcade classics, Japanese culture, and extreme sports games. And Dense Attack is our dream project, a step forward for the studio combining everything we love.
This beat though, like I know the soundtrack's one of the soundtracks people love to play.
In Dense Attack, you'll discover a not-so-distant future Japan in which local railways have been abandoned and are now used by underground gangs to compete in illegal contests of train acrobatics. You'll have to rack up points by chaining tricks, explore huge levels, race against rival crews, and uncover a wild story as you travel through Japan taking the railways back. We are making a game that is not just about what you do, but how you do it. It's expressive, stylish, and totally up to you. From our first trips in the late 90s, we've been obsessed by traveling across Japan by train and being able to dive into the local culture, getting to know the architecture, the landscapes, the folklore, and we're always captivated by the sheer contrast of their peaceful countryside and the high energy of its huge cities, which somehow feels connected and part of the same cultural rhythm. It's a never-ending source of inspiration that has been fueling our creative energy throughout all the years and has now materialized in Dense Attack. On your adventure, you'll find a variety of challenges to move forward, from trip-pack arenas to compete for high scores, to objective-based exploration levels, and even racing circuits.
The world is packed with a bunch of unique characters from different gangs and personalities that you will have to face on your journey to Japan. And with every new challenge, you will grow as a Denshi attacker and further add to the chaos. We've handcrafted every stage from the ground up, pulling from real-world locations to make every landscape different but recognizable. You will go really fast, but if you look closely, you'll catch references to every corner of Japanese culture.
You'll be fighting wild boss battles against gang leaders, which will test everything that you've learned. These are always full of surprises. You'll never know what secret technique your rival hides, so you'll have to get creative to overcome them with your train. They're a mix of spectacle, personality, and challenge that one could expect for an anime-style showdown-made game. Denshi Attack is a love letter to anime, skate games, and Japan's iconic train system. If you like Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk, or Denshi to Go, you can't miss this train.
We'll see, yeah.
Pun intended.
Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Denshi Attack. It's the best game in the world.
See us.
Hello, we're Undercoders. Hello, hello. Wishlist now. Wishlist now. Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more. Hello, we're Undercoders, and in the studio based in Barcelona. Recently, we've been focused on developing 3D platformers,
But yeah, as they said, see where they got their inspiration from. This game stood out, and I feel like this is gonna be one of those sleeper hits that people might forget until it drops. When it does drop, like it's gonna probably be like everyone talking about it for like a good month or so, depending on how much they give into it. But I like the story, I like the artwork. It looks like it's my type of game. One of the ones I want to enjoy. Something different, something that's going to probably inspire a whole bunch of games afterwards. But yeah, it's pretty dope. So next we got next docket. So
had guys in their 20s. What kind of video game are they gonna make? We knew that there was something special going on.
Fight!
He got it. Here's another one I wasn't really thinking about picking up until I saw this trailer for the Gamescom. Mostly because I'm like, Dead or Alive, like, I do like the first three. Those are like my, well,
Fatality.
the first four in the trilogy were like my favorites. I never played four, ever played all any of the Game Boy ones. But I did, me and my brother used to play the PlayStation version of Sub-Zero. Used to run it all the time. So
The
I'm
freedom
like,
that we were
looking at
given
like something I might
to
pick
create
up.
that game, in hindsight, was incredible.
Yeah. This is when I was into Mortal Kombat for those ones. I never really got into the 3D ones. I probably should give them a try at some point. Like if they release a sequel to this, I might give it a try if it does well enough. I just have no urge to play the Game Boy Advance version, the Game Boy version.
Flawless victory.
Well, I guess it's good for, you know, visual preservation, speaking. But, yeah. I'm happy they're doing this. I'm hoping it gives them enough push to do the next Mortal Kombat game, because I know the most recent one only got one extra season of DLC, which I know that's in the industry seems like that's a big issue, because they also said it was going to have plenty more. I know they were hoping for that. I don't think the gameplay was that bad, but I don't know what happened with it, because again, you know, as I said, I wasn't playing them, but I I like the fact that Mortal Kombat exists, and see what they're doing with Invincible. I feel like it's gonna help keep that section of the fighting game industry going. Yeah, you know. So let me know, like, what's your thoughts for with the fact that they're bringing out this collection? You know, because I feel like the Capcom ones have been doing great. I wonder if you feel the same way I do. Like, these are going to do. All right, let's get on to this next one. I've seen this one a few times already before, but it reminds me of those old school JRPGs that I love so much. It kind of reminds me of. See, I never played that new Claire Obscura, but the action reminds me a bit of Xenogears to an extent. I like the maps. I like the fact that they're doing hand-drawn illustration. Yeah, but see, looking at these ones, they're hmm. But yeah, you see right there, like the action. It seems like it's more action based with it. Art style is pretty dope. The only question I'm wondering about is how long before it actually releases. Copyright 2025. They want you to wish list it now and all that. Which best thing you can do is wish list games like this when you see them, because it helps if they need to get publishers and get more money invested into the game. It helps them see where it's at, and it helps a little bit with development. But like, yeah, look at like that. The environments look crazy wild. Monsters they're okay from what I've seen so far. And we can't really they're not showing the story at the moment. We're seeing the action, which they're selling it on action, but I'm hoping it's a strong RPG story. Like if this is a good 50-hour game, I would. Looks like one of the ones I would probably enjoy for the whole 50, and then do probably some crazy super dungeon at the end if they have that type of money in the investment. But yeah, Lost Elden is a game that I want to be keeping my eye on.
Welcome.
Here's another one that caught my attention from Gamescom that I just didn't see coming.
Welcome to the town of Zaz, a cozy village tucked away in the dense jungle. Known for its delicious food, Zaz is a must-visit during any vacation. And here's Ito, a fierce warrior from Zaz, who's just returned home. But our fighter's work is never done. Good work.
It kind of reminds me of
Zaz is full of life.
Zelda.
Explore the local shops, join vibrant festivals, and indulge in the finest home-cooked meals around. Let's take a look at some of the town's
reminds me of Zelda and
dishes.
Moonlighter to an extent.
Funnel sandwich? Delicious. The best meals deserve the best ingredients. And there's Ito again. He can farm and cook. What a talented little Poco. Nightlife is booming in Zaz. Night markets are teeming with special goods.
Also curious about this night era.
Food brings us all together and turns friends into family. And family is all that matters. Hope you brought your appetite. Town of Zaz. Coming soon.
Like, because it starts off so kind of jolly, so the colors are vibrant. Kind of, there's a dodgeball game that I played that kind of has the same art style to an extent. But I'm very curious about what's going on in the nighttime, because that seems like it just takes a tonal shift. Like the normal monsters fighting the normal things are cool, but then all of a sudden it's like, what are these, like spirits or something, or are they something to do with the townspeople? Can you find more townspeople? It's gonna be kind of like what's that game? And Stalker. Can't remember the name of it. Like one of those town builder games from level 5. Dark Cloud. Like that's what I'm wondering. Like, is it gonna be like Dark Cloud when you have to rebuild the town at some point, save the townspeople? Like, what's going on with that shadowy? But yeah, Town of Zod. That's another one I'm keeping an eye on. Hopefully, if I do pick it up, it's probably gonna be one of the ones I try to play on the stream as well. Now, this is one that I actually picked up right after I saw this trailer, because I've been waiting for this one.
A war to end all wars. A war whose victor shall rule Norzelia in her glorious entirety.
Roland! Lord Wolford! There is no saving me. The future of Glenbrook lies in your hands now.
You're damned right it will. I'll restore this kingdom to its rightful glory.
I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolford are safe and secure.
Like, I know as soon as I finish tactics,
As I keep walking, there will always be hope. You are responsible for more than just your own life now.
This battle is but the first step on the path Lord Serenoa has laid before us. Let us take this first step together and rejoice.
Nothing. You are free of sin.
Now behold my power.
To victory!
Not another step!
A battle to prove which of us is more fit to rule Norzelia.
A new future is before us. But first, we must carve our way through to it.
Yeah, like I picked that one up pretty much as soon as I saw it because I think I pretty much have all of their HD 2D RPGs now. Because that one is usually, that's like my cup of tea right there. Just a SRPG, strategy RPGs, turn based like that. The only thing I didn't even look into it, but I'm hoping that they have is the ability to recruit your generic characters. I always like to have like at least a handful of generic characters that are like my go-to ride or dies. But this one looks like I'm guessing you're just going to get whatever party members you can unlock and keep and all that. 'Cause I know it's more about the story and the politics of making sure you keep your teammates happy. I'm not sure if you lose them if you don't keep them happy. But I can't wait to give this a try. Once I'm done with Tactics Ogre, this is definitely gonna be up next on my list of games to play.
You asked for this.
This is the game that pretty much got me into so many of
This is
these
but a squall before
tactical
the storm
RPG.
of battle. Prepare yourselves at once.
Time to prove.
I'm gonna play it again? Most likely. Like I've played this game pretty much when it released on PlayStation originally, and it released on PSP or Vita. I don't know. I've played it so many different times. And now I get to play it again with voice acting. Which I didn't know it had voice acting before. And part of me feels like, even though they said they don't have like I know they're changing certain things, like you get Cloud earlier in the game instead of late game, but I feel like they're going to add some of the stuff that they said is cut, like the Dark Knight and all that's gonna get added back in maybe as DLC or something, which I'm okay with. Not really, but this is just my favorite, like one of my favorite RPG games to play. I could play this game over and over and over. But yeah, I will be picking that up in some weeks.
You asked for this.
Back in your place.